Okay, I got something weird going on here, and I'm not quite sure why is it doing that way. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, that person you know whose ego is bigger than their head, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And today we're going to go into Blender here, and we're going to explore the different extrude tools. Now, I have actually played around with these recently, just trying to learn it myself, but I have not fully gone into everything they could do. And so today we're going to kind of go through what each one could do with various shapes to see what we get. And since playing around with these things, I kind of kick myself for not doing or learning these a little sooner. And I'll explain why when we get to that point. Let's see. Come on, switch over. There we go. Okay, I already got some shapes set up. Let's get back up here to the collection we need. And each one of these shapes we're going to play with, just going through all what each of the extrude tools can do. Let me make sure I got was it individual? I was doing something here earlier. I just want to make sure I'm back. So as I got the square, a cylinder, a plane, and a ball. And I did go ahead and made a hole in the cylinder so we can see what effects it does on the inside vertices as well as the outside, or faces, or whatever they call them now. So let's go in edit mode. And for most people, we kind of already know the standard extrude is the first one's called the extrude region. We all pretty much know this one. It just does as it is. And if I do all, and that's all I do is just make another box. So the extrude region can either do a section or just the box. And this is good for when we want to sit here and just do like weird little shapes. Oh, look, I now got an overhang for my cube of a house. And it works the same thing pretty much no matter which. Now, it does come in handy for cylinders, like if you want to do, we've seen it in when I did, let me see if I remember how to do it, because oops, I want that one. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's why I got it. It's on the individual origins, which allows it to go. This, which allows it to extrude out. And this is good, as you saw with my Transformers theme room when I did the tires. Just do some generic tread tires. You can kind of do it this way if I was to take this loop cut and just loop it down, and then just grab a couple different faces. Oops, let's get the, we want the face tool. Just grab a couple. Just use the standard extrude. Don't ask me why is it doing that. Why are you doing that? Let me see something. Maybe if I do it this way. Well, that's no. Okay, I got something weird going on here, and I'm not quite sure why is it doing that way. Did I forget to actually put this back on the correct one from what I was doing earlier? I have no idea why are you doing that. No, I have an idea. I might know why. Let's see. Let's see if that. No, I really don't know why. Why is this side expanding but this side staying the same? Yeah, let me see. If there's anything in here. With normals. If I turn that on, it straightens everything back out. Let's do something. Let's get inside. Let's get into the inside one. And let's see if we were to. Well, let's first do a loop cup on the inside. Do a loop cut, then we're gonna go in. So let's just see what all we can extrude. But, you don't want to go the direction I want you to go. Let's try media point and see. Oops, no. That's medium point. Yeah, for some reason the inside it does. Oh, we're doing bevel. No wonder it's not doing right. Oh, I was wondering why I was getting something so wacky. I still want the extrude. Like it. There we go. So yeah. So it's not affecting the inside much, but whatever was happening on the outside, I don't know. And of course, as we go on over to the plane, it's not going to probably do much of anything. They're just making a box. We come over here to the sphere. And let's see. Let's go up here to individual and let's just see how we extrude out. Yeah, it's still going to just make a duplicate. Let's just grab a couple. And you can extrude forward or backwards. Now, keep in mind when you do extrude inwards on some things, depending upon how it is, you may have to go in and correct your typography or typology or whatever they call it. I still have not learned that word. I'm a bad VTuber, not taking the time to learn proper terminology. But I got an A. A for effort. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be E. But for the most part, isn't as like you said, this one is pretty much universal in all the stuff. It's just looks like that ought to be something. A pineapple with an A on it. So let's move on to the next thing. Let's get out of the edit tool. Let's get on to the next edit collection. I just went ahead and did all this stuff, so it kind of will speed up some time if I quit goofing off. So let's go on to the next one. Extrude manifold. Now I have no idea what that even means. So extrude manifold just moves. It's basically like a size tool. That's interesting. What if I was to do a loop cut and then do extrude manifold? Now come on, get back to the right thing. It kind of does work in a sense of it works like a size tool, but it separates it from the rest of the object it's connected to. Now, yeah, you're going to have an issue probably here because this point is creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, and so you'll need to at least probably create a cut from this point to at least one of these corners to at least have one 4-sided and one 3-sided side. Unless you just do a loop cut around. How would a loop cut look? Don't look like you'd be able to do a loop cut. Well, you could probably do one and at least it'll create a point there. So in which case, if we just go to here. Now you'll still have to use the cut tool. You'll still have to use the cut tool. At least that I'm aware of. I don't know any other way. So now if you're just trying to create a basic shape quickly, I can see that being helpful. What if I click on this side? What happens if we click here? So it actually will create its own division to a certain point. Very interesting. I can see this really being useful for if you just want to do a quick design before you go into doing some actual shape making. Let's see what it does with this cylinder here. I think it's going to probably just do pretty much the same thing. Oh, interesting. So, got a shelf inside now. So yeah, I can see this actually being used if you just want to quickly make something into some abstract shape. Maybe not. Maybe you could use it. It looks like it would work great for abstract stuff. And with the plane, I guess I probably really shouldn't have done the plane, but I just want to make sure with some of these tools. And all it does is just make a box. go on to the sphere. Let's see. Excuse me. Now I do the whole thing. It just does. So let's just grab some stuff and see how it does. Interesting. It looks like it gives us a. It's giving us, yeah, it's giving us two curves. I mean, you see the curve that way, but until you get to a certain point, you don't see the other curve. What if we grab two? Whoa. Go in or come out. Let's see if we. Would that affect anything? Nah. What about this one? Would that do anything? Nope. So this sphere is a planet with its own, I guess, deck for boarding and unboarding the planet. Oops. Let's go on to the next collection and see what the next extrude along normals. We'll start off with our cube and see what it does. I think this is going to do something that I think this is the one I was wanting to do. Yeah, remember back when I was trying to make the picture frame around that one item? This was the extrude tool I needed. Because go ahead, and if we do all this stuff, extrude out, boom. There's a thick picture frame, and it could be a safe or something like that, but yeah, that's if yeah, I kind of wish I knew this part of the extrude tool when I was trying to do the picture frame around the wind blade picture, because this would have helped, because normally you want to keep the frame itself even. Let's see what happens if I do the sphere. Not much difference from whatever I was to use the regular extrude. Let's see if we click two different things. They can kind of come in together. Yeah, it's working similar to like a regular extrude. Make sure I am staying consistency. But it, I say, well, you can extrude a couple things. So yeah, I can see this. If you need some things in multiple areas to be the same thickness, so let's just sit here and click a couple things, and let's see what happens if I extrude. Okay, extrude in. So I can see this, like if I need to do a bunch of things the same size, but they're all going different directions, different parts, I can see where this could be useful for that. Probably ain't gonna do too much for this now because it's just a plane. Go in, extrude, gives you a little cavity there. But I think the regular extrude does that. It kind of working just like a regular extrude. All these seem just to work the same for the plane as they would a cube. Let's see what we get if we do this. And let's go back to doing our A. So either. So yeah, the what's it, extrude normals? Yeah, extrude along normals. Yeah, this is, I would say, would probably be good, because if I was to go back to doing extrude region, I don't think I'd be able to do this in the same. I don't know if I'll be able to do some of the same stuff I'm doing now. Let's compare the two. Okay. Yeah, the extrude. You can see how the extrude region, for some reason, is kind of getting a little wonky on some of the stuff compared to extrude normals. So at least the extrude normals looks like we'll extrude things out in a more evenly fashion. Let's go on to the next one. Get back to our cube here. Let's see, back to edit mode. What's our next extrude? So let's extrude along individuals. I think this is where if you want to get stuff done separately. Oh yes. Like the extrude normals, you can use this to, well, I would say you could. That's kind of interesting. But you could probably use this to create things on multiple shapes if you want them the same distance. And there's something let's see what happens if we do the whole thing. Whoa. Okay, that looks kind of like a gearbox. I messed up gear, but it kind of looks like it. Interesting, nonetheless. What happens if I do that with it? I should have done this with all of them, but I didn't think about it. Well, it actually acts like it works like a size tool. Is it doing the width and the height? Yep, it's doing the width, the height, and the thickness. So going back to the normals, it does that. But the individuals makes it like you're getting some sort of gearbox. And boy, that's a mess. That's going to be a nightmare for the system inside. What if I did all this? Okay, that just makes a whole another one. So oops. Somehow whoa, we go in. Like a turbine almost. Let's see what oops. No, that's what probably gonna do nothing really now. I probably shouldn't even bother with the planes anymore, but just wanted to make sure. Whoa, now that's kind of cool looking. That is cool. I'm trying to think of what sci-fi. At first thought Futurama, but it's like something in the 80s that let's do another. Boy, now it's going inward on this way. Boy, that is creating. That, I'm going to say, is awesome. That is cool. Yeah. Want to quickly create some sort of sci-fi looking sphere. Let's see, what about going to do? Whoa. There's a little too much that way. Yeah, awesome. It's not the key to Alpha Tri or key to Vector Sigma. I think kind of reminds me a little bit about that. Feels like I've seen something like this in some 80s sci-fi flick. Maybe 90s. Let's go on to the next collection and let's do the last. Let's see, it's extrude by cursor. Like, okay, we're in edit mode, so I'm clicking the. Did I forget to do something? You gotta do that first? Okay, yeah, you do gotta do that first. So, it's like the game Snake. Well, that just did something weird. Anybody into surreal art? Abstract art? So yeah, for the last one, you actually have to change tools. You have to select your select box, your pointer tool. I'm just going to skip the plane because that's normal. Let's do it. Well, let's leave it as a whole and see what we do. Okay, all it does is just duplicates the thing. It's like it's like all these. If you just extrude, it just duplicates it. If you do the whole thing. definitely creates some weird stuff. Yeah, if you wanted to do some sort of abstract, this one would work. Really don't know what, I can't think of anything else right offhand I could probably use this for, unless I just, whoops, didn't want to do that. Unless I just want to quickly get this to go to a certain spot. That's the one thing about working in 3D. You actually have to get in a 2D position sometimes just to get, there we go. So I can see, yeah, I can actually see this if you just need to quickly create something like a wall or yeah, I can see if you just needed to create something like a little wall shape. I can see it be used that way. Definitely good for abstract art, that's for sure. I never was really good at, the problem with abstract art I've always had trouble with is that it does best to do it randomly instead of just plan it out, because if you try to plan it, I've always get not writer's block but the artist equivalent artist block. But I can see some practical use and some interesting use at least. Well, that's pretty much most of the extrude tool that I'm aware of. Can't get everything crazy together. Yeah. So pretty much that's covering everything I know of the extrude tool, seeing what it can and can't do. Maybe it'll give some of you out there an idea that you didn't think about, or if you're like me, when I was first starting, I wasn't aware of all these features. And so now that I know them, I know I could use, well, hopefully I will remember to use them to make my job easier. I mean, yeah, that one where it was extrude along normals, I could have used that. I'm kicking myself in the rear for not knowing, for not taking the time to learn some of these tools and just jumping right in trying to create something. But I hope all that is helpful for you, and that if you like this content and you want to support this channel, please like and subscribe and share it with anybody you know that may be interested. Have a nice day.